All right. Today we're talking about consistency, a word that you'll hear all over the place on this channel. Consistent training, reliable, consistent, repeatable training. Uh, that is the money in this business. And we're going to go over a couple of reasons why certain programs aren't consistent. So we all know what the word means, but let's break down a few things that are happening that are keeping programs from getting the consistency that they want. Um, Really, the first thing is there's probably too many exercises and there's too many changes to those exercises. We're taking a different path before we can get the result that we need. We're not letting the medicine work enough before we change to something else. So, whatever comparison you want to make, you have to let things settle in and have results. So, don't change so much. Be consistent. Trust what you chose during a non-emotional building period. If you chose a program and you chose a set of exercises that you believe in, let it go longer than you think, and really make sure that it's had the chance to work. So, um, the next thing where we see programs hurting in the consistency area is there's no clear progression system, right? We're just kind of throwing darts all over the place. Yeah, we know that everybody wants to lift more weight and get faster. Um, but if there's no structure to the system, there's no levels for people to chase and I guess landmarks to reach, that's going to make it really tough. And it's really tough to expect consistency out of an athlete if they don't know where they're going, if they don't know where they're going to hit next so that they can be proud of themselves and what their next goal is. Right? If they don't know where they're going, it's tough to consistently walk in that direction. They're going to be going in all different directions too. All right. Um, a lot of times it depends way too much on the coach's energy. Okay. When we have to go based on how the coach is feeling and what the coach is saying, and if his or her speech is good that day, or if they're feeling good, that's not going to work. I mean, that type of system just is not going to be feasible over the long haul. If everything is dependent on a coach's energy, that's not right. It seems like a fun idea because we see it in the movies. You've seen the very best coaches seem to make it effortless, um, but most of us are not like that, and some of those amazing coaches probably aren't like that either all the time. So uh, try to make sure you have some backup fuel on your program, right? Don't let your energy be the only fuel that is going to make a good day happen, right? You have to have a system that's reliable and athletes that take ownership over it. And then the last thing is there's so many coaches that are so afraid of plateaus, and this circles back to that first one of changing up the exercises too often. We are so scared that kids are going to plateau and not get better anymore. I'm telling you, it doesn't really happen at the youth and high school level. Um, you don't have to switch things up all the time. You can switch up very small things, a couple of reps, a little more rest, maybe a side set of a variation of a movement, but they are not going to plateau like an Olympic athlete or a high level bodybuilder or power lifter. Those athletes do need to worry about plateauing, and they have to change their stimulus on a regular basis because they are the best of the best, top 1% in the world. But average high school to youth athletes really do not plateau. So don't change things up too much. Let them keep growing, and double check and triple check before you think you got to change something, because that might not really be a real plateau. Um, Consistency doesn't come from variety, and I know that doesn't sound as fun, but if you if you did interviews of what's worked in business, sports, relationships, everything, you don't hear many interviews about how how much variety there was and how fun it was and different every day. It was about consistently doing what was right on a day-to-day basis. So consistency comes from structure, and structure, that's what builds results for your program. So build that structure, trust in it, And then when you have that structure, then you get to have so much fun within that structure because you don't have to worry about changing things all the time. The fun comes from the relationships that you have with your athletes. So if consistency is something that you've been struggling with as a coach, or your players have been struggling with, sticking with something, being consistent, I have a system that's built perfectly for that situation at foundation-strength.com. I hope you check it out. And if you don't, take your program. You can easily simplify some things here and make it better for yourself. So I wish you the best of luck. Reach out, let me know how it's going, and hopefully we all get a little bit better. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.